Chess. The game we're all probably familiar with by now because of how fast it took off after the release of the Netflix series The Queen's Gambit. For a game that has existed longer than arguably any other game that is being played in 2023, one would think that chess would have gained its popularity long ago. However, things are a little more complicated than that. With the rise of social media, short-form videos, and the massive amount of content that is being put out daily, it was inevitable that chess would gain its kind of attention at some point, because that is the effect of modern-day media. Is it a trend, or is it here to stay? Nobody knows for sure, but one thing that is definitely certain is that those social media tends to overlook the darker side of things. This is why today, we will talk about why chess wasn't always so popular and the harsh truths about the game on the 64 squares. Although chess has a long and rich history that dates back to at least the 7th century in India, it was in the 19th century that the modern rules of chess were standardized, and the game began to be played competitively in tournaments. Many of the players in these early tournaments were intellectuals, professionals, and generally, people coming from the upper classes of society, such as lawyers, doctors, and mathematicians. This reflected the fact that chess was seen as a serious and intellectual pursuit, and it was often played and studied by people who were interested in logic, strategy, and problem solving. This raises the first problem, which is that chess never started off as a means to make a living, but rather as a form of intellectual entertainment. Compared to ancient Roman gladiators, medieval jousting knights, and modern-day football players who depend on their careers to make a living, chess players never really saw it as anything more than a game. It wasn't until 1851 that the first ever tournament offering a prize fund of £535 was organized in London. Since that first tournament, prize funds have become a common feature of chess tournaments, with the amounts widely depending on the prestige and scale of the event. However, even with the introduction of prize funds, it has always been a challenge for all but the very top players to make a living from chess alone. Unlike in other sports, where athletes can earn a steady income even if they're not winning every competition, chess players who do not consistently place at the top of tournaments may find it difficult to support themselves through their passion. Even Super Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura says that it's only the top 30 players that can make a living in the modern-day chess world. This has been a long-standing issue for the game, with many talented players being forced to give up on their chess dreams in order to pursue a more financially stable career. The harsh reality is that for many chess players, the pursuit of the game may be a labor of love rather than a lucrative career. Paul Morphy once said, "The ability to play chess is a sign of a gentleman, but the ability to play chess well is a sign of a wasted life." Learning to play chess at a high level requires an immense amount of dedication and focus, which often starts at a very young age. To become a top-level chess player, one must devote hours upon hours to studying and practicing the game, often sacrificing other aspects of their life in the process. Unlike other sports, where athletes can rely on physical training and team bonding to promote a healthy lifestyle, chess players often spend long hours alone, analyzing games and studying their opponents. This solitary lifestyle can lead to mental health issues such as depression and anxiety, as well as a lack of social skills and experiences. The extreme level of dedication required to become a top chess player means that many young prodigies may have to sacrifice other important aspects of their life, such as education or personal relationships. This can be especially true in countries where chess is highly valued, and parents may push their children to pursue the game at the expense of other activities. While this may lead to success in chess, it can also leave young players with a narrow range of experiences and opportunities, potentially hindering their personal and professional growth in the long run. Even top players can struggle with the harsh realities of the game. Take, for example, Levy Rozman, also known as Gotham Chess on YouTube. Levy was, and probably still is, an incredibly talented chess player who had earned the title of International Master, which is just below the infamous Grandmaster title. However, even though he was a successful player, competing at the highest levels of the game eventually took a toll on his mental health. In a video on his YouTube channel, Levy announced his retirement from competitive chess, citing burnout, anxiety caused by stressful games, and mental exhaustion. He talked about how the pressure to perform, especially against higher rated opponents, had become overwhelming, and how the lifestyle switch required to prepare for tournaments had left him feeling isolated and disconnected from the world. It's a harsh reminder that even the most skilled players can struggle with the demands of the game and the toll it can take on their well-being. With the sudden boom of online chess platforms, players can now easily access infinite resources that can help them improve their game. But this ease of access comes with its own set of problems. Playing online chess, especially in faster time controls like Bullet, which can be incredibly addictive, can lead to players spending countless hours staring at a screen just trying to improve their rating. The constant adrenaline and dopamine rush that comes with playing online chess can create an unhealthy obsession that can be difficult to overcome because there will always be someone looking to play a game of chess. In many ways, chess has become a video game. While it may have a rich history and has been historically played over the board, the fact remains that chess is now mostly played on any device that has a screen and can be just as addictive as any other video game. Because of how easily players can become completely immersed in the virtual world of chess, spending hours playing and studying the game can become an unhealthy habit that often detriments their real-world responsibilities and relationships. Unlike the game itself, the truth isn't as black and white though. The recent chess boom has done a lot of good for the game, whether that means attracting more sponsors, creating larger audiences for content creators, or even the appearance of new communities. Chess is a game that brings people together through its beautiful drama, ingenious tactics, and hilarious blunders. No matter what level you're at, you can always enjoy a game of chess. But it is important to take into account the not so pretty facts, and players should become aware of the potential danger levels of the game.